Let's try that again. I just recorded this video and then discarded it because I realized it was too negative. Gotta do better. You know, something I said recently, that I don't fake anything. It's true with one exception. Sometimes I fake doing better than I am. Otherwise, you'd be clicking away from this immediately because it's just like, ugh, I don't want to listen to this miserable wretch. So I have to fake some more energy than I have and pretend that I'm not feeling absolutely fucking awful. So on to the main point of this video. I'm not really sure what to do now, where to go next, and maybe you have some ideas, suggestions. I've been wondering, should I tackle more different topics? You know, early on in the history of this channel, I used to do more of that, more of talking about all kinds of different things, you know, little rants and rambles. And then for a while, I streamlined it into more like specifically the main topics, you know, historical arms and armor and realism and fantasy and things of that nature. Maybe there's viewer fatigue on certain topics, because I mean, frankly, I have talked about so many things. I've done so many tests, reviewed so many things over the course of this channel. So like, yeah, this might have to do with it. So what else can I do? What would you like to see? Suggestions, ideas, demands. One thing I could potentially get into is retro, because I've been feeling rather nostalgic for a number of reasons. The state of the world is definitely a big reason. I guess thinking back to when I was younger and healthier is part of it too. And a big part is the enshittification of everything. You know, just the push for everything to become digital. You know, you don't own anything. You're not supposed to own anything, at least. That's what the narrative is. Believe it or not, I got a turntable. I started to get vinyl records. The last time, you know, before this, that I had listened to vinyl records was literally in the 80s as a kid. See, just thinking about this puts a smile on my face, even though I feel like shit. Thinking about the good old times is nice. And so I could potentially make some videos about that, maybe do some analog gameplay. I can't exactly play music on a video without copyright claims, although, no, that's not true. Some I can, because we found some old vinyl records of classical music. I know, I'm getting old. Pretentious too, maybe snobbish. Listening to classical music on vinyl record, I'm really getting old. Although from what I've seen, the Zoomies have also rediscovered, or I guess discovered for the first time, physical media. There's that. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. The trip to the West Coast that I got quite a few videos out of, which was awesome. And by the way, thank you for the positive comments on those videos. A lot of people said that they greatly enjoyed those videos, found them really interesting. Also positive comments about how people like to see me being up, active again. Yeah, the irony, because that whole trip made everything worse. You know, it took me several months before that of aggressive pacing and rest and all of that, doing whatever I could to try to get better. And that trip just wiped out the entire progress. I'm back to the way I was before. Has it accomplished what I meant to? I was hoping that by leaning into kind of more old school videos and getting someone else, someone healthier and more experienced and skilled to demonstrate techniques and do armored sparring, I thought that would really help trying to turn things around, and No. It was like one video that did very well, a few that did okay, and then a lot of them, no. I know you don't want to hear a YouTuber talk about numbers. I get it. It's annoying. I know. There's literally no other job I can be doing right now. I'm too sick for anything else. I'm almost too sick for this. Being chronically ill is costly. You know that? You try so many different supplements, see specialists that are not covered by health insurance and all of this, and yeah. So I can't really afford to lose out on views, as much as I hate to be that kind of person who obsesses over numbers. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, I'm not gonna redo this again. I can't. I still care about what I do here. By the way, for the 100th time, I'm not depressed. Okay, please stop saying I'm depressed. I'm not. If I seem depressed, it's because I am beyond exhausted and I'm feeling like as if I have permanent COVID, basically. I have a non-stop ringing and buzzing in my head and a host of other things that, dampen my delivery a little bit. I would be perfectly happy if not for that, but yeah. Anyway, also, one more thing I want to say. Fuck toxic positivity. And I say that because I've been doing that basically, this video, faking feeling better than I do. At least I tell you about it. I know it's a little bit ironic, but there's a very real effect. If your presentation is too low energy and too depressing, I guess, for the viewer, they will tune out, which means even less ad revenue, which means less money for supplements and medications and treatment, whatever I can figure out, what's not covered by health insurance. I am on all the waiting lists for referrals, have been for months, and that's just a problem, which, by the way, is apparently a problem everywhere. Oh yes, and finally, because I don't have much of a budget, that of course limits what I can do. I would love to do more trips like this. If it makes me crash for months afterwards, then it's not exactly sustainable. I would really, really like to, but there's that problem, then there's the problem of budget. Like I can't afford that because the videos don't make enough ad revenue to cover the travel expenses, which, by the way, is why I'm selling yet even more swords, linked in the description. I know people don't like to see that, but I gotta do what I gotta do. A lot of things, like most of the collection is potentially on the table now, other than the obvious Albion Knecht and the amazing custom Kriegsmesser that Wolfgang gave me. But otherwise, yeah, you can see for yourself what's on sale, because I just need to free up more funds. If I can figure out a way to get better, then I can make better videos again, and hopefully that'll fix things. Although it doesn't really seem like it, because every time I'm doing a little better, and then I'm overexerting, overreaching during that time to make better videos, and then crash afterwards. It's not like those videos do a whole lot better, so I don't even know why I'm doing that. Patreon helps a whole heck of a lot. You may have noticed that I've pointed it out more often lately. It's not that I'm no longer uncomfortable with asking. I still am. I still feel like I have no right to ask anyone for anything, and and there's no way you can support everyone on Patreon. You're subscribed to a lot of people. You enjoy plenty of different content creators. It really has become a dirty word. And there's no way you can support them all, and especially in this economy, I know, I get it, right? So I'm uncomfortable with it, but I still have to ask specifically people who are financially secure. I don't want anyone who struggles to pay bills to sign up at all. And I say that because I know that there are people, like poor people are some of the most generous people, frankly. And the rich are the stingiest. It's bizarre how that goes, but I know that there are people who can barely afford to pay their bills who will actually sign up to someone's Patreon, at least for a while. Please don't. Please, only if you're perfectly financially secure and comfortable. And yeah, the reason why I keep asking, I know it's annoying. I fully understand that. But the thing is, the Patreon numbers are also slowly going down just because obviously someone who signs up on there doesn't sign up for life. I mean, I do have some crazy generous people who have been patrons for many years at this point. I'm amazed by that. But most people who sign up either on Patreon or via YouTube memberships do it for like a couple of weeks, a couple of months maybe, perhaps a few years, and then they drop out eventually. Of course, perfectly understandable. And the rate of new ones joining is not enough to replenish the attrition, if you will. So it's slowly going down. So if you've been wondering, because I could totally understand if someone's like, well, he's shilling his Patreon again? When the hell does he never have enough patrons? Is he ever going to have enough money? This is why, in case you were wondering. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I am tempted to re-record this again, but I can't. I can feel myself crashing. I've already spent enough or too much energy on this, so however it is now, up it goes. If you're still here, you get 2 thumbs up for your attention span, which is about 3,000% the average internet attention span. Okay, not that much, but still impressive. Thanks for listening to this.